So 65% of agencies fail within the first 10 years. Having run 2 agencies, I know the mistakes firsthand. I know how to prevent them. I speak to agency owners every day and I see what they're doing right, I see what they're doing wrong, I see how they fix problems. And in this video, I'm going to go through the common mistakes and the common traps that agencies fall into and why they ultimately will fail if they continue doing them. So the first one is overheads. So once a business or an agency starts doing well, getting some cash in, it becomes very tempting to start using that cash to deploy a team, because it makes life easier to have dedicated team members to do job A, job B, job C, and you think it's all rosy, you think it's all good, and you think, why not? Well, I'll tell you why not. Because things like recession happens, things like COVID happens, things like industry storms like AI content, new technology emerging can change the whole landscape of the business, which means you're going to be left with a big team or a big load of resource that you've invested in that you can't get rid of quick enough. It isn't scalable. So what I always recommend and what I always tell agencies to do, and the agencies that are doing really well do this, if you need something doing in the agency, if you need a new team member, first of all, see if it can be automated. Some jobs now, especially with AI, can be automated. There can be tools that are developed. You can pay one-off for like some automations to be done. Secondly, see if you can outsource it. Outsourcing is brilliant for agencies because it means you can, in a non-committal way, you can get the job done, you can get deliverables done without hiring, internally, without having a big payroll which is static. With outsourcing, you can go up and down with demand. You're not left with a big team if shit happens, industry storms, economic storms. You can weather all of them. If you keep your overheads low, you keep a minimalist team, and stay really lean. And I think that's a sensible approach. If you absolutely have to hire those people. Best case scenario, you hire really well and you get everyone in the right seats doing the right job. Just don't hire when it could be done by an outsourced provider, by a vendor, by a freelancer, or it could be automated, with some software development. Okay, the next one is no productization. So what I see is agencies doing a lot of bespoke work, and that means every time you get a client or every time the client requests something else, you've got to create new processes, and maybe you need new team members, maybe you've got to learn something. It just isn't scalable. Instead, what you should do is pick 2 or 3 things that your agency is really good at or you want to be really good at and build the processes out for them, and that's the only thing you do for clients. Of course, there's room for some bespoke or customization, but you should do 2 or 3 things really, really well over and over again. Build up that economy of scale, compound your knowledge, compound your assets that you're building over time with these, the relationships, the network. You should only have 2 or 3 things that you do is the lesson in this. Don't do everything. It's the equivalent, I've said it before, of having a restaurant without a menu and people are just coming in and saying, can I have scrambled egg? Can I have cheesecake? And the chef has got to learn how to do it every single time someone asks for it. So that would be my second one, productize. Third one is an obvious one, so innovation. Always make sure you're on the cutting edge. Almost be paranoid about not knowing the new technology, especially in marketing. It's just changing all the time. This is not to say you chop and change what you do, but you need to be aware of everything. And a classic example is with the AI content stuff that came out last year. At the start of the year, everyone was very, very against AI content. By the end of the year, everyone is using AI content to some extent, whether it's even just preparation or assistance or doing full-blown content strategies with AI. And if you're not using this stuff, or if you don't know about this stuff, you're going to get left behind. Your clients are going to get left behind. Your clients are going to want to go to an agency that does know this stuff. So I think it's worth just being paranoid about the new tech that's emerging all the time. Cash flow is another mistake. So if you don't charge up front for your clients' work, for your retainers, you're going to end up in some sticky cash flow situations. Now, I'm not saying all clients are going to give you this headache, but some do, and some inevitably will give you some headaches with this. So make sure you got the cash flow up front, make sure you're getting the paid up front, so you're not going into cost. You don't end up in a sticky situation where you've gone into lots of cost for a client and they don't pay you. Take payment up front is my advice on this one. I've been in situations before where we haven't done this and we're scrambling around trying to get the invoice paid. It causes problems with payroll, it causes problems with paying contractors, vendors. So yeah, I'd recommend payment up front. The next one is slow results. So what agencies tend to do, and we've done this in the past, is compartmentalise all the deliverables in even amounts month by month. For some reason, like 5 articles month 1, 5 articles month 2, 5 articles month 3. Now, in the case of like SEO, like this is going to take too long. Like if it was my own website and I knew I had 200 articles I need to write for my website, there is absolutely no upside to staggering that across month by month. Now, I know the reason agencies do it is because they do it for cash flow reasons. They do it because the agency pays, the client pays X amount a month so they can do X amount of articles per month. Now, this ties into the next point, but if you frame SEO as a 12-month or an 18-month project with one cost, 100 grand, it's 100 grand or 120 grand, but you pay 10 grand a month. We're going to do this and this over the 12 months. Now, this gives you no flexibility and less expectations to do monthly deliverables, but it gives you flexibility to do the front loading your resource at the start. So you can do the 200 articles month 1 or month 2 or the first 3 months, for example, instead of staggering them. Because if you stagger them, it's going to take you 2-3 years to get the results. If you do it all month 1, you're going to get the results month 6, which is a happier client. And then you move on to the next project. So yeah, I would recommend front loading your work if possible, or at least not being tied to this 5 articles per month, because there's absolutely no benefit to doing that. If there's cash flow issues, again, taking payment up front helps with this, but also having some kind of contract, which brings me into the next one. No contracts can be a problem. Now, there's 2 camps of thought here. I know that a lot of people are very, very rolling month contracts. You can leave whenever you want. That's great for sales. I don't think it gives the best chance of an SEO campaign. I think you need a contract, whether it's 12 months, 18 months. I think you need to have that commitment from the client, so you can front load your resource. You can go into cost confidently, knowing that they're going to pay this amount that you agreed. So I think a contract is essential. This isn't to say you go in and you're getting clients on a retainer on the front end. Like, I do completely believe in something non-committal to begin with, some kind of productized one-off service. But on the back end, you should be tying clients into a contract. It gives them the best possible chance of getting results. It gives you confidence you're going to get paid for this, so you can go into cost. You can can use your resources more confidently, knowing you're not going to be left without getting paid for the work. So another one is communication. So communication with clients, not just leaving them in the dark about things. You should be contacting them about everything. If there's a Google update looming, tell them before they find out. Tell them before rankings drop. Tell them there might be some turbulence. New technologies emerging. Tell them about it. Tell them you're experimenting. Ask them if you'd like to experiment the new tech on their site. I think just having this communication gives the client some assurance that you're actually well in the game and you know your stuff. Now, personally, in my experience, I don't think clients like hopping on calls. I just don't think it's necessary in this day and age. I think everything should be like async. There's a time and a place to have a meeting, like a face-to-face meeting. I think it builds a relationship. But for everything that's kind of like routine updates, you can do a Loom video going over the numbers. You can do a Loom video going over some new technology or something you want to try. Don't keep bothering your clients with like a call. Let's hop on a call. Communicate, but don't sort of do it unnecessarily and waste their time. Let them just watch a Loom video or drop them like a Slack message, which is bullet points. Communication doesn't have to be this big thing. It can just be touching base as and when. Loom videos are great. Loom videos are an amazing way to communicate. Loom, don't Zoom is my advice there. And then getting clients. So obviously this is probably the biggest one. It's like if you're not getting new clients, then at some point you're going to lose clients, and then you end up with less revenue, and at some point you fail. So you always need to get new clients in. More clients you need, you should have a waiting list. I think it looks really cool on a website to say join waiting list, or not accepting new clients but join waiting list. I think that's a really cool thing to have, especially if it's true. But yeah, you need to always be getting new clients or have some kind of acquisition strategy. And yes, you can do that with cold email. Yes, you can do that with ads. But the best way to do it is with content marketing. So you need to be writing articles on your website about the industry that you're going after. Write the kind of articles that your clients will be searching for, will want to read. Not just salesy articles. Write stuff that they're, if you're targeting dentist clients, the top 10 analytics packages for dentists, how dentists can get more clients. Write stuff that's really valuable to them, not just selling your service. And that's an SEO content strategy, but you can also share that kind of stuff on social all the time. So your founder or spokesperson should be on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is probably the best place for agency stuff, but Twitter works as well. But just one day case study, one day strategy. And when I say strategy, reveal everything, how you do it. And as I said earlier, going back to the productization point, if you do one thing really, really well, or two things really, really well, it becomes so easy to talk about it on social. You just talk about that thing all the time instead of this general marketing. We do marketing. What is marketing? You might as well say we do business. You need to say we do X. We do revenue generating content, revenue focused content, and then we build links to it. We do ads for dentists. Here's how we do it. So we do graphic design for e-commerce or SaaS or whatever. Like whatever your industry is, choose something that you do. Choose the two or three things that you mainly do, or you're mainly good at, and just talk about them over and over again. Talk about the whole process. Leave no stone unturned, because people think that if you reveal everything you do, that why would they hire you? And this is the complete wrong approach. People hire you because you're telling them everything how you do it, and they just think, you know what, that sounds like hard work, or that this guy really knows his stuff. To save me time and money, I'm just going to get this guy to do it for me. Now, you will have a lot of your audience who may want to try it themselves, but what you get from these people, it isn't wasted. They're liking your posts, they're sharing your posts, they're commenting, they're grateful. They may one day become clients, but in the short term, they're helping you out with exposure and reach. So yeah, getting clients all the time. Do all the boring stuff like the cold email, the ads for your offer. But I would say do something more compounding, like content marketing through social and SEO, and that will stand the test of time. You'll get more clients than you can even handle. You can have a nice little waiting list button on your website, which again looks really cool. So yeah, these are the main reasons why agencies fail. I hope you like this video, and like and subscribe, comment, and I'll see you on the next one.